Hi all, Dan here, and welcome to Olio Models. Yet another new build day today. There are quite a lot of new builds coming to the channel at the moment. So without further ado, we're going to be building the R2D2. So after a long while of deliberating, do I build it, don't I build it, I finally cracked and thought, you know what, we've got to do the R2D2. Absolutely brilliant build. It's obviously been around for a while now. I know that if people started building it when Fanhome first brought it out, it is finished now, and it is by watching other people building it and what it's like at the end that I thought I've got to do it. So let's have a look and see what we get in this first pack. So the first thing that we get is this little brochure from Fanhome saying the journey begins here. It does begin here. It begins here today. As we can see, we're going to be doing the R2D2. We then get this other leaflet in with it, obviously telling us a bit about the R2D2, different how it's going to be going together. Talks about some of the free gifts that we're going to be getting, and then if we fold this out, which I'm probably going to have to come up to this camera, we get this great big poster here telling us about some of the features that we're going to have on this build. And then with the first pack, we get 2 issues that we're going to be doing. I believe issue number 1, we're starting to make the first LED display, and issue 2, we're starting work on the right leg. So we know what I'm going to be building. We've seen some of the bits that we get with this first pack. So without further ado, let's build this. Okay, so as we can see here, I've got all the parts for issue 1 out of the packaging. We've got, I think this is housing for the, I think this is an LED unit here. We've got some screws, we've got some wires, and some other bits. As with most builds now, we do get a screwdriver with the first one. I think I can put that into my pot of, my growing pot of screwdrivers, certainly with the amount of new builds that I'm doing at the moment. So we know what we've got here, so let's get this built. Okay, so we've got the first parts here that we're going to be using. We need the LED cluster and the mounting that's going to be going into. Hopefully we can see that there's a hole in there, and on the back of the circuit board here with the LEDs, we've got the ports that the wire is going to be fitting into. Quite simply, that needs to go through that hole. So on the back we can see it's coming out. With it lined up with the holes, we're going to be using the black screws. There's only 3 of them that come in this pack to secure this into place. First one in. Second one in. And finally we've got the third one going in. And there we go, we've got the first 2 pieces of R2D2 together. So next we want to take the twist of wire that's holding that together off of there. I'm going to try and straighten the wires out a bit. and then turning it over. First of all, actually, we can see that there's a bigger end and a smaller end on this wire. It's going to be the smaller end that goes into the back of this LED display. So we need to make sure we've got it round the right way. Can only go in one way. Quite simply, push that in until it's all the way in, like so. And that is the first stage all complete. Okay, so stage 2, still in the pack. We can see we've got another piece of the right leg, and we've got some details here that are going to be going onto it. Okay, so with all these parts out now, I can feel that these are all metal. Okay, you can hear that. It's good quality, it's a good finish on them as well. Okay, so the first bit that it wants us to use is this stabilizer. We want to bring in this piece of the leg or shoulder, I'm not quite sure which is yet, that we got from issue 1, and we need to fit this into place in this side here. We then need to bring in the screws that we got with issue 1, the ones that we didn't use, which are the silver ones. Get those out. We're then going to turn this over, and with the 2 holes here, we're going to secure it into place with the silver screws. So I know we are going into metal. I didn't actually use any oil there, and it just went in extremely easily. So there we go, both screws in, and we've got that first detail, which I believe is the stabilizer, in. Next, we want to take one of these small bits, calling it a lubrication fitting. If we look on the back, we can see here's a keyhole pattern, so it's only going to be able to go one way into the slot there. So we're going to put that into place. Make sure that's all the way in. And again, a silver screw will hold that in. We're then going to do exactly the same for the slot underneath it. So make sure that's in, following that keyhole pattern. Again, one of these silver screws. And this piece now looks like that, with stabilizer and these lubrication fittings in place. So now we need these 2 parts that we've got here, the hydraulic arm piston and the hydraulic arm shaft. Again, there is a D-shaped pattern on the bottom, and the same on the hole there. So this is only going to be able to go in one way, like so. And then what we need to do is we need a drop of super glue, which I'm just going to put straight on out of there onto the side of that. So there go. We don't need much. And we're going to push those 2 pieces together like so. Now bringing over this part of the leg that we've got here, we're going to locate where this is going to go, which I believe is in the middle here. We're then going to turn this over And this is going to be screwed into place with the holes there and there using the final two of these silver screws. That's the first one in. We've got the second one now. And that is now looking like that. Finally, we've got these two pieces here. We need to put a drop of glue onto this piece, and it's then going to slot over the top of there like that. So again, just going to put a drop of glue directly onto it. Doesn't need much. Push that down onto there like so. So now the next thing that we need to do is that piece that we've just made is going to be slotting over the hydraulic arm and piston that we did before. And it's going to slot down through that gap there, and it's going to be on there at an angle. So what we need to do is drop a little bit of glue onto here. I'm just going to put a little drop on each side, on the top, and then push that down into place like so. Finally, it says we can see how the legs are going to go together. It's quite simply a case of fitting the lugs that we've got on the back. Yeah, we can push that together, and we can see how that will look when we finally get around to securing that into place. But that is that stage and the first pack all done. We'll bring back in, obviously we made this in that first issue, the first stage, the LED indicator. We've then also got these few other pieces here, which I believe is going to be part of the lens that goes over that. So I'm guessing that's probably going to sit over the top there with that in front of it. But we also need to make sure we keep these parts safe until next time. But there we go. We've started building our very own R2D2. Looking forward to this build. It's going to be an epic build. Obviously, I've seen what the end result is, and I think it was only through seeing the end result that made me want to build this. It looks brilliant. Anyway, enough about that. Actually, before I go, if you do want to get this for yourself, head on over to Fanhome's website. I will put a link down the bottom in the video description where you can find this for yourself, along with some of the other great builds that Fanhome that got released. Anyway, if you did like the video, please do give me a thumbs up. It is always appreciated. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do subscribe. That way you can follow me building the R2D2 and some of the other great models that I'm building at the moment. So yeah, subscribe. That way, as long as you hit the notification bell, any new video that comes out, you'll be informed of. But anyway, until next time, take care and keep modeling.